Talking to the mic and say, bro.
What's your face change? It's like the Kanye meme.
Yeah.
He's like smiling and he's like,
He's like, I
"Get
want to make
serious."
mechanical bees.
That's right. You gotta get serious.
D-Lego. 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 D-Lego.
Christmas party. We had a Christmas party last week. This is the time of year where there's always events, lunches, dinners, high tea, celebrating this great season, celebrating this great event that happened 2,000 years ago. How was the Christmas party for you guys? I had a great time. A few too many drinks. Always good when the kids are around, so you can look at them with one eye, look after them with one eye, and hang out with your mates at the same time.
I was there on the beneficials pretty much for the most of it. So yeah, it was a good day. Good day.
Yeah.
Cracking weather. It was really good.
Yeah, I guess for me, it's like one of those days. We don't hang around as much with the boys anymore, so I think all the boys were there that day, and I loved it. Like I said, all the kids together, all the wives, all the boys. It's good fun. Good day.
Everyone did try to utilize that pool. Everyone spoke about it, and then no
that's
one
right.
actually jumped into it. No adult jumped into it.
Yeah, just a few of the kids jumped in, and that was it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's one of those things, jumping in the pool. For me especially, I think about the effort after.
yeah, that's it. It's a lot of effort
So I
after.
gotta get dry, I gotta change my clothes, and then I have to, have a shower probably. It's all this effort after that I can't be bothered going through.
You almost need like a car wash sort of system.
Yeah,
like you
that's
sort of
right.
walk out, just be like, go through a series of doors that just clean you and then
Yeah.
dry you.
Maybe an outdoor shower, that's a good idea actually. But I enjoyed the party. We did a couple of cool things. The weight loss game that we had.
Yeah, that's good.
Really surprised to see Sarim win.
Yeah, well, that was a bit of a surprise win for me as well.
Yeah, that's
Because I think he just came back on his honeymoon.
yeah.
and
Well, he
you
probably
would-
did it well. He weighed himself straight after the honeymoon,
Yeah.
and then came in, and he's probably been gymming it for 2 weeks,
Yeah.
burn it all off.
Yeah,
Well played.
for a lean guy to lose weight, that's substantial, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because he's not got fat to lose in the first place. So,
Yeah,
So well done, Sarim.
yeah.
really surprising to also see Neil lose, put on a whopping 23%, which really surprised me, to be honest.
The bad diets.
I guess that's what they say, Once you have kids, your second kid especially, you really let go. No, that was a default loss for Neil for not submitting his weight in time, but I think he took it like a champ.
Absolutely. Played the
Yeah.
card pretty well. I think he was Santa without any shoes, right? So
Yeah.
played authentic.
Fijian Santa.
The dancing Fijian Santa.
The other thing I enjoyed was was it Secret Santa, but the bad Santa, Secret Santa, whatever they call it.
Yeah, bad Santa. Yeah.
Yeah, where you can steal presents. I think that's a good engaging way to get everyone involved.
The
People
gift,
that
the
don't
gifts
know.
definitely improved as well, right? This
Yeah.
time around, over the last 3+
Yeah,
years.
So I was saying the first time it was all Kmart gifts from the same aisle. Now it's all practical stuff like cake stands and big salad bowls, and then Freaky's usual Harry Potter gift. So everyone's migrated off the
Kmart Bluetooth
Kmart
speaker.
ones, yeah.
The Kmart Bluetooth
So did you
speaker.
end up using your gift, Kevin? Or the body wash, was it?
I don't know what. I'm pretty sure Ashley said she's re-gifting it, but it's probably still there. But yeah, good fun.
Nice. So what was it? How did you come about this concept? So we had what? How many people? Roughly 20-ish?
20 adults, 19, 20 adults, lots of kids.
Because the first time we did this, it was just before we had kids, wasn't it?
Yeah, we started it were you there in the granny flat one?
Yes, I was.
That was the first one.
But yeah, that was right. Yeah.
I was not. This
That
has
was-
made it awkward now.
So 2018 you were still in London.
Yeah.
2018 was the first one we did. 2019 was the second, and that's when really the whole
That's
Group.
just for kids came in, and we had the whole group there.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only, because we had pregnant partners at that time.
That's right. I think the people were just about to
Yeah.
give birth
Yeah.
a few months later.
Yeah. So that was really.
And then it was just like exponential kids after that,
Oh,
right?
that's
Like it was
exactly.
just from like nothing to
I
like
think- I
all of a
think-
sudden it's like
Yeah.
a daycare. Like
You give another year, I think the kid's gonna overtake the adults.
yeah.
it's just chaotic now. It's just more like from a nighttime event, it's had to transition to like a daytime. Like it's a
Yeah.
lunch.
Even the setup, it used to be like a sit down thing, but now it's like a
Oh, you can't do that
Yeah.
anymore.
fend for yourself.
Feed your kids, feed yourself. Move
Yeah,
on, right?
that's right.
Oh.
But
So
it's yeah.
can you explain that whole Bad Santa game to our listeners who don't know about it? What did you do?
These rules are very contentious. They change every year, and it's always causes a fight between my wife and her sister. But
It's always fun
it's-
to it's always fun to watch as a
yeah,
an audience
essentially
member.
it's like Secret Santa. Everyone brings a gift, but everyone gets drawn a number, and depending on the number so if you get drawn, what is it? The last number you go first, and as you keep going through the ranks, you can either choose a gift from the pile or you can steal a gift, and then if you have a gift stolen off you, you can steal someone else's gift or you can take a gift from the pile. So there's always like a big pass the parcel kind of scenario,
Yeah.
which is good because there's people that are like, even in our group, there's quite a people that aren't really loud and boisterous, but it really brings out the competitive nature in people.
Yep.
Which is always, nice.
And you can always tell when the guys pick out a gift, they always look at their partners and be like,
Yeah.
"What do you want me to steal?"
Yeah.
And they're just like, "Take the salad bowl. Take that."
Yeah, at the end of the day, they're running the show.
Yeah, that's right.
We're just pawns in their game.
Yeah.
It was good when we saw Sarim. He's like, he said something about the salad. Is it the fork and spoon?
Yeah.
We need that. You're like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Drops the Lego.
Yeah. What's the trick with that? Because 2 years now I've gotten, I probably shouldn't say not great gifts because people have put an effort to buy that. Not great for me gifts.
Just say it wasn't great. Man.
Yeah. Not gifts that aren't practical for me. Do you have a strategy when you go for it? Because this time I picked something nicely packaged,
Ooh.
but it was a Body Shop one. So it's
it
too
might have-
nicely packaged.
Yeah, too nicely almost. Yeah, I think you gotta. No, I don't have a strategy.
But it looked like this year the bigger boxes were the better gifts.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
maybe that's the strategy next year.
Next year, go for the big box.
It'd be interesting, right? Because if you ended up with like a salad bowl,
Yeah.
we'd just go, "What do we do with that?" For someone else, they'd be like, "Wow, it's a salad bowl."
Yeah,
I'd
that's
be
right.
like, "We have enough bowls."
Yeah.
But to other people, they'd be like, "We need that bowl, right?"
Yeah.
That and the glasses went the whiskey
Yeah, the
glasses.
whiskey
They
glasses.
seem to be
Yeah,
just hot,
yeah.
hot topic, right? Like,
Yeah.
So it was, it's crazy.
Yeah.
How quickly stuff went.
Maybe next year will be interesting. I'll be practicing the whole year. Identifying boxes and gifts.
See, one of the rules is once you touch it, you have to take it, right? Because you
Correct.
can't just
Yeah,
sit down
yeah,
and
that's
shake
right,
the gift.
yeah.
So as soon as you touch it, or if you've just even skimmed it and
Yeah.
that's yours then,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
My
Which-
wife polices that.
Yeah,
like
I
a
know.
hawk.
But then it's like you were saying before, like it engages the right people. You figure out what people really hate. Like
Yeah.
some people genuinely hate Harry Potter. I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah, I don't know because the first few years Harry Potter was like the popular gift.
Well, I think
It's sort
it's
of this year, December.
everyone's matured since
Yeah.
those years. I think it's still a great gift,
I
but
think most
it's
people still like it though. If
Yeah,
you're a Harry
also-
Potter fan, you'd like
Yeah.
it. But if you're not a Harry Potter fan,
but after 5 years of Harry Potter products,
Yeah, true. Because I thought there was a few Harry Potter fans in that group, and like everyone went quiet on Harry Potter this
Yeah.
year. So I don't know.
and it's always the one person buying the Harry Potter gift. So I think it's
I'm a fan of that stuff. So,
good times. I think I was telling the guys we should do this throughout the year too. Everyone should pick a festival that resonates with them, like
Australia Day.
Australia Day, Diwali, Eid,
Easter.
Parramatta's 1989 Premiership anniversary.
86, right?
Is it 86?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
They didn't have 89
Get to
yeah.
89. Who won that year? I think was that Canberra or
Was
something?
that Tigers?
Couldn't be Tigers. Yeah.
Could have been Tigers Raiders, maybe, right?
Yeah, that could
Ah.
be because I think that was the era
That's
after.
it. Yeah, I think
That's the last time you guys won, wasn't it?
Oh, mate, 2005, mate. Can't be. In my generation, I've seen a premiership win.
That's true. I've actually never seen Paradiddles win, so
I've seen it once. I mean, I'm not going to brag about it. I've seen it once,
Mate,
and we're living. But
I would brag about that.
we've literally employed the whole squad again for their coaching. So
Yeah.
everyone's there from the original.
Brought the band back together. I've got a question.
Yeah.
Have you guys thought about telling your kids if Santa is real? And did you grow up with Santa being real in your mind?
When I was little, Yes, and I think that's soon transitioned, like pretty early on for me. Yeah, so I wouldn't. I personally wouldn't right now. But I think like he's 2.5, right? So I want to just keep that childish moment going for a bit longer.
Like you wouldn't tell him Santa's real, or you would tell
No,
him
I would. So I
Santa's
would. I would just keep going as he's a real bloke for the next.
Yeah,
couple
yeah,
years.
yeah,
As
yeah.
long as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's a thinker, my boy.
It is, yeah, it is sort of fun. Like when you see Santa come out at some events, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, my son enjoys it, so
Yeah.
let him enjoy what it is. But you know, maybe when come school time, it's like, you know,
Yeah.
what, yeah, Santa's not real. But you know, I think for me growing up, yeah, I knew my parents were buying the gifts for me. There was no Santa thing for me, so
Is that because they're all educational books?
He's in,
it was all school supplies, right? Next year.
he's in year 2 and he gets a year 6 maths book.
No, but it was yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess for me personally, I think like, you know, Santa Claus, because what Santa Claus was actually wasn't it created by Coke as a marketing
No,
campaign?
he was green initially.
Was it green this year?
He was green.
But was
and
it
then-
Coke that made
and
him
then
like the red?
Coke made him red.
They're making like the red fat sort of.
Ah,
And he
really?
hung around, yeah. So he was a green.
So it was,
Santa.
it was
Played
just,
Coke.
so with the Santa we know today is just a marketing campaign from
Is it marketing
Coca-Cola.
coloured? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But then I guess for me, I'd rather teach him, my son, I guess, you know, where it came from, was Saint Nicholas or something like that. Where it's like, look, he was the saint that sort of, you know, helped a lot of poor people back in the day, and that's where the whole concept comes from. So you'd rather teach him that and go, look, Santa is real, but he's actually about the Saint Nicholas guy who, you know, looked after the poor people in his area.
Yeah.
So yeah,
so I've been to the North Pole, and I've met the real Santa. So just FYI, it exists and there's a whole place.
What's
around
what's
it.
that town called? It starts with L.
Lapland.
Lapland. Yeah.
So I've been there. Pretty nice. If you
Okay.
guys whenever you're older,
would you
Yeah.
would you take your kids there?
yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Take them all over the world. Yeah,
And maybe we could do that as one of the trips coming up.
Yeah.
Go over
Fancy.
the North Pole.
yeah, absolutely.
I've always wanted to do Christmas in a snowy place.
It's amazing
Yeah.
to
Really?
see snow. Yeah, yeah. It's
I didn't
amazing.
enjoy it when
Amazing.
I was in Canada for one of the.
I've done it in Nazareth as well.
Oh, that'd be
so,
nice.
Yeah,
Christmas in Nazareth.
yeah,
Legit.
yeah.
Really?
Well, is it full that time of year?
It's reasonable. Yeah, it's reasonable. So
So there's a lot of people that go.
yeah, still like you get the locals there. So but yeah,
Yeah.
there's a big tree.
Because I guess that's
cars are honking.
that's what Christmas is all about, right?
Yeah, so
The birth that happened, you know, Nazareth.
yeah, so we did like
Yeah.
sort of the like little tour all around. So yeah, no, yeah, it was definitely interesting.
Okay.
So,
I guess if accommodation's full, you could probably find a stable or something, right?
right, it's always
Just-
there, right?
just
But-
just recreate it to the original, original story.
So yeah, no, so yeah, definitely an interesting place. Like yeah, lots of cars like beeping and all sort of stuff. Like yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, different vibe. So and
Yeah.
is it kanafe? Is that how you pronounce it? Kanafe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
The
it's like
dessert.
fresh. Yeah.
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 Fresh. You can't beat those desserts, honestly.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's very tasty. Very very tasty.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
Yeah.
But it beats a 40-degree Christmas in Australia sometimes.
Sometimes. How many Christmases do you know when it's actually been just pouring down or just pretty mediocre weather?
I prefer mediocre. It's when it's like really hot that I.
Yeah, because I think there has been a lot of Christmases where it rained and like,
Yeah.
but
Mm.
but I mean I love it. Still, who cares what it is? You're with your family, you're with your mates. You know, just enjoy the day.
So
Yeah.
having done Christmases in like the UK as well, like, and it's freezing, I'd much rather a summer, like warmer
Mate,
Christmas.
you give me summer
Mm.
Christmas over anything.
Yeah, because once you're there in the cold, like it's annoying because you're like layered
Yeah.
on like
You
heaps of
can't-
clothes.
You,
Yeah,
you
like
can't do
it's-
anything. You're just stuck inside the house.
Yeah, yeah.
At least
it's-
you gotta do something.
yeah,
I don't know
It's
people-
nice. It's
I
nice.
don't know what people will go about winter Christmas. I'm like, mate, stop
You-
that. You give me summer Christmas any day.
You gotta do it to like experience it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like highly recommend it. And once you've done it once, you'll be like,
Yeah, that's it.
so- yeah, but the whole like in the UK, obviously Christmas jumpers are a thing, right? Like
Yeah.
over here, it's like Christmas t-shirts, right? Just out of pure logic.
yeah.
But yeah, no, it's fun. It's fun. So definitely hit it.
I
up.
guess we have our thrill with Christmas in July, which is now a big thing here.
Mm.
So yeah, get your
Nah,
winter.
that's I don't.
Hubert's like, that's another expense on my P&L.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, mate.
He's
it's
like, going to
just-
repack you the
just,
same
it's just
gift.
another reason for more gifts, mate. There's only one Christmas. That's all it is.
Yeah. Do you guys have any other Christmas traditions that you guys do?
Ooh, you talking about food or gifts or just any tradition?
Well, you were talking about the elves before.
Oh, yeah, I was. I brought that up and I forgot about it. So I've heard about these Christmas elves. So a lot of people in my work are like, are you doing the elves this year? And I'm like, what's that? So I had to Google what that meant. And there's a little elf
Mm.
that they stick around the house. I don't know when they start it,
Yeah.
and they like leave little messages around, and then they all complain about how much of an effort it is to move this thing around. So I was
Yeah.
like, cool. When do I need to do this? Because I'm pretty sure my boy would just chuck the elf away,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then we'd have no elf.
you'll just find in the bin or in the backyard
Yeah.
somewhere.
It'll be like rotting in the sun somewhere. But yeah, have you guys done it before? Have you heard about it?
Nah.
Have people asked you about it? Are you doing it?
We probably never did it in brown households because the elf in our households would have made us do homework or made us do things that are productive instead of things like I saw on Facebook today. One of the messages was, "Oh, if you ask your parents nicely, they'll give you dessert today." Something like that. It's like, mate, that would have never flown in my household. It would have been something like, do your maths homework or put your clothes away or something like that.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
But no,
why
it
we're
wasn't
probably
a
not exposed
concept
to it.
I'd ever heard about before. Like
Mm.
it feels like it's something very, very new. But I just might be out of sync with the times. So
I just think people are finding any reason to get away from, the main reason of Christmas, right? There's only one reason for it, so that's just people trying to make it bigger than what it is.
Mm. It's become a big commercial
That's right, exactly.
holiday. But in saying that, I mean, yes, there is only one real reason for Christmas. I also like the fact that it's a one time of the year where everyone agrees that it is for that one reason, even if people don't say it is or not.
People are trying.
Yeah, well, I'd like to see them try it to my face. It's historically proven. I mean, I don't know what people are arguing about. Anyway, as we're talking about this, I forgot we have this warm beer called the Wakachangi.
Porter Hubert with this one.
Just how I like it, warm.
So this beer apparently started off as a prank in New Zealand by this radio guy. Ended up selling a lot at this festival and has now migrated to Australia. Was on sale, which is why I bought it.
So the story is from New Zealand, you can migrate to Australia. So that's a big tick.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Mr. Hubert. That's
Great
some
Uncle
skill.
Kenny's amazing Wakachangi.
Thank you, mate.
Thanks for opening it, Hubert.
All right. Is this brewed here? Is this brewed in Oz?
Brewed in New Zealand.
Brewed in
So
New
it's
Zealand.
actually it's a New Zealand beer, is it?
Sure, bro.
Cheers.
Cheers. As we enter the final episode of the year, lads, what do you think of the beer, by the way?
I'm getting some different tastes coming through. What are you guys feeling?
What am I tasting?
Yeah, it is.
Aside from beer.
It's very light.
I'm getting. I was gonna say
it-
some
it-
sort of foam, but I was like, that's clearly like a lie. But there's some
It sort of tastes a little bit sweet.
yeah, like some sort of fruit inside.
Mm.
That's what
Yeah.
it tastes like. Some fruit fermentation.
So you're getting the same sort of.
Yeah.
There you go. Not bad. I guess we'll just enjoy this during the show, eh?
Okay. What did you taste, Kev? Kev's he's like, I did not taste anything. He's like, I tasted coffee.
I don't know what I taste. It just tastes light.
Are you going to make this up now?
When you say light, do you mean refreshing, like as in like say like a light drink? It's
It's-
not a heavy like a pale ale style.
Yeah, it doesn't have a strong taste like a lot of ales. Well,
Yeah.
what is this? Is
It's a
it an
lager,
ale?
right?
Is it a
A
lager?
lager,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
It does
Wakachangi
taste
lager.
it does taste like an ale though. to me.
Yeah.
Like it's got that.
Mm.
It doesn't have the fizz. Like it's got like a low fizz to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm getting.
Yeah, you're right. There's usually this thing that sits with like a
Yeah.
high fizz beer.
Yeah.
Should become beer connoisseurs. As we enter this final, I guess, episode of the year, which probably will be of the calendar year, what is something you guys are grateful for this year?
This year, birth of my second child,
Mm.
family, friends. I got heaps to be thankful for, but yeah, but they're the main ones.
Mm.
How about you guys?
Yeah, I can't think of anything for this particular year, but just in general, like I said, great family, great friends. Still got my health there a bit, so for that, yeah, got to be grateful. You just got to keep that going.
Mm.
Oh, and the Tiger's board.
Oh man,
Sort of
that was
changing.
early Christmas present. for
early,
you, wasn't it?
early Christmas present. We'll see how controversial that one is. How
Yeah.
about yourself, Kev?
Probably echo a lot of that, but I think grateful for the opportunities we've had to do different things, creative things, particularly in our friend circle. I think we've kind of evolved as not just mates that have beers and talk crap to each other, but we've tried to be productive and do a few different things together, which is, I think that's the next evolution of our little maturity as friends. And I'm excited to see where that goes. And obviously, the Christmas party, I love sitting back, standing and looking at the fact that all our kids are playing together, all our wives, having conversations and chilling out. And, there's always these bittersweet moments where you sit back and you're like, if, it's probably very dark, but if you're on your deathbed, these are the kind of snapshots you'd like as your last, moments, is these views of, you're sitting on a nice sunny day, all your mates are here, your wife and your kids are there, the pool sparkling blue. Those are the kind of things that I think that, beautiful things in life that we take for granted sometimes, but great things to hold on to as we go into a new year.
Absolutely, mate. That's well said. Well said. How do you capture those moments and like sort of relive them? Like, because do we reflect enough, do you think, on these key moments and the successes and good things of this year? And what do you do with the things that haven't worked as well? So, like, have there been some challenges which you've overcome and you're like, actually, if this occurs next time, I've got some learnings. How do you guys deal with that? Have you dealt with that this year?
Well, see, I think to your point, I think you like one of my motivations is exactly what you said. If I'm lying on my deathbed, well, what am I going to say? I'm going to regret, and then list those points down. Most times, it's spend time with family, spend time with my son, spend time with my mates. Like achieve a lot of stuff. But then you never really think about work or things like that, right? So then you sort of focus on those things throughout the year, and that's why I sort of like, okay, have I achieved? Have I spent enough time with my son? Have I spent time with my parents? Have I spent time with my friends? And have I, improved in certain aspects of my life? And I think that's how I reflect on things. And then I realize, like, if I haven't, look, I've still got a chance to fix that up. And then that's my next sort of, focus on that next level. So that's what I sort of, how I approach it.
Both your deathbed analogies are quite morbid, but I get how you can apply that quite because it's a point in time reflection, right? So you're almost thinking like, if worst case, that's it, you don't wake up. Like, what things you want to lock away, or what things do people want to remember you for? And that's probably something I don't reflect too much on. Like, someone hears your brand, like going, "Hey, Kevin," what's the first thing they think of? Or they go, "Hey, Hubert," what do they think of when they think of you, right? So that's from your family, from your friends, like even your own children. Like, when's the last time you got feedback from them about yourself? And where you think you went well or poorly. So
well, do you guys do New Year's resolutions? But do you do like a review of your year before and plan the year ahead? Because I've done that the last 2 years definitely. I think it's 3 years, but I think it's really powerful to reflect and do it like plan your year ahead. Really set some stuff in stone.
So is that something you recommend the viewers us do as well?
Yeah, I mean, what I do, and maybe there's something we can share in the new year. I have a couple of different pillars of my life. So one is love, which is between me and my wife. One is family. One is work. One is faith. And there's another one I can't remember. But you rate yourself in your existing year. So in 2023, how did I go with that? And you might rate yourself between 1 to 5. And if you say 3, and you usually gravitate around 2, 3s or 4s, but you give yourself a reason why. And then you say, all right, for me to shift to an extra dial in the year ahead. So it's not saying I want to be the best. I just want to go from loving my wife as an example, from 3 to 5 to 4 to 5. What do I need to do to shift that dial by 1? And it's just very practical things like, all right, I want to implement a date night once a month for me to have more present time with my wife, because it's really hard with kids. Or if it's with work, I want to do X thing once a month. So creating like actionable steps once a week or once a month to shift that dial. I think that's been really good for me because, I'll sit back here. I already know my theme for next year because I've personally had a lot of ambitious things, but I've had no consistency or no discipline with how I've done things. Fitness is the other one. So I had all these ambitious things about fitness. I was like, I want to lift weights. I want to start doing that again. Zero discipline in the whole year. So my next year's team's going to be just discipline. Don't set stupid goals. Just do it consistently every week. So I don't know if you guys do something similar or review your year ahead and reflect on the year gone.
I haven't, but I think I'm going to start that now.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Mine's pretty fluid, so I haven't. Just because life changes pretty quickly. Like, yes, but I was like, yeah, I like the concept. But things like if I look back, like how I've taken up study, that's been just off the cuff stuff, right?
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, yeah. So there's certain bits I'm like, how do I? But it could form part of a pillar, and like overall, like, what do you want to achieve this year? Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's something concrete. It's almost like that plan, and at least you can hold it tangible to yourself, right? Which is great. But yeah, I think if you prioritize, family, like friends, all that sort of stuff, it's great, right? Because like, at least you're making the effort, right? Because that's where couples fall apart, right? Just not prioritizing each other, right? So then you're on two different wavelengths, right? So
Yeah.
I think that's great initiative, mate. Well done.
Yeah.
and I think to your point as well, like especially young dads as well, right? Like you have your first second kid, things change very quickly in the household, and the fact that you said you reflect the fact, how much you and your wife still close, still what you can do better there. That's great, because I think you lose focus, right, very quickly when you got young kids. Between the relationship with you and your wife changes very quickly, and I think that's a great reflection. And I think that's something I'm definitely going to take on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it all becomes divide and conquer, right? Like pretty much, you got two kids to divide and conquer, right? One goes down, like the other parent steps up. You just take care of the other kid, like, and you're just cycling through it, just trying to make sure you can end the day with both of you sleeping. Like,
that's right.
it's chaotic,
Yeah.
absolutely chaotic. So yeah, just making that time and sticking by it, I think that's important. So
Yeah.
that's great. And then you can spend time watching, park cricket on KO, which is even better. So it's got 2 for 1, mate. I'm seeing some themes here.
If you guys haven't watched park cricket, it's on KO, right?
That's right. KO Sports.
There you go.
Type in park cricket. Ash, what's our to finish off? What's our group chat moment of the week?
Group chat. It's all about lawn. So lawn, grass, and we've seen Neil's refurbishment of his grass. So he's got some buffalo grass, and he's done a series of improvements throughout it. So he's actually he's mowed his grass quite low, where we're talking over several weeks, mowed it quite low. He's already done all the weed sprays, and then he's now having to water it and bring it sort of back to life, do the fertilizer and I'm not sure if he's done the topsoil, to level it all out. And now he's shown us some pictures. He's actually cut it quite pretty reasonable to the ground, and it's crisp, looking real good. Like, he's obviously done a fresh whippersnipper, into it, and nicely done lawn.
Fresh fade on the grass.
Man, it looked incredible. And he's obviously taken one of those really low picks, which makes it just look it just looks flat. It almost looks like turf to me.
Yeah.
I was like, that's an impressive turnaround, because I've got all different sorts of breeds of grass on my one. So
I think mine's just covered in weeds.
it's a mission to, as much as I appreciate grass, it's a mission, right? Like,
That's right.
and there's an ongoing huge maintenance thing to it as well, right? So you can't even be off your game, because if a bird comes and drops some seeds, you could end up with this weird weed on your grass somehow. Do you guys like lawn? Do you guys not like lawn? What's the
For me, it's always been like I always wanted a house with the backyard, and just for the fact that I love lawns and I love maintaining it. Like I said, it is difficult, but it's not an easy task, especially when you do it on your own. And before, when my parents' house, Dad and me get together, take care of the grass. It worked well. When you're on your own, it's a bit different story.
Yeah.
But no, I love lawns, and I'm the way Neil's done his. It has motivated me to get my grass sorted.
So when you're by yourself, what do you do? Do you strap some music on, or do you listen to Park Cricket on podcast? Like, what do you do there?
Park Cricket, the audio version.
Yeah. Just hearing himself talk.
I just played this podcast again.
Fair enough. You do hit like, subscribe, and you comment as well, right? Because that's etiquette.
All the time, man. As if I don't like this episode, man. The beautiful episodes.
Oh, that's pretty good. No, I listen to music or do something else. Just try to switch off. But yeah, it's annoying when it's 40 degrees and you're trying to cut grass.
Man, they're the best.
And you're trying to find time with 2 screaming kids.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's just, that part's tough. But the other side, it's just sort of peaceful, just getting it done. And it's rewarding seeing things grow.
It is.
Yeah.
But also challenging. There's bits I'm like, I just want to concrete the whole thing and just put some rolls of artificial turf and I'm good to go, right?
Yeah.
There's that
Oh.
moment hits me sometimes pretty closely.
Yeah, I go through that every day.
Yeah.
But it's rewarding once you have freshly mowed grass.
That's right. And when you look at it, look back at it, it's
Yeah.
beautiful thought. Love that feeling.
Yeah. So I come home and I have to turn the sprinklers on just to make sure because of the heat. I'm like,
yeah, sprinklers.
I've got to go walk around with the sprinklers not built into the ground. I'm walking around and I'll set a timer on my phone.
Yeah.
Put the timer on, make sure the ground's all right. So
Yeah.
what do you guys dislike about lawn maintenance?
Well, you let it go, it
It
just
ca-
becomes a big hassle.
It can look ugly if
Yeah.
you don't take care of it. But just for me, it's just weeds. I can't.
What weed irritates you? You talking about bindies or you just talking about general weeds?
I think bindies have only just started coming recently, but before that it was just like you got like flowers going out of your grass,
Yeah.
and it's like, "Hey, what's happening here?" So
it's a Bollywood movie coming out of you.
So I'm not a fan. Like you want to go. The only way you can really get rid of them is digging them out. So with the root. So you spend an hour, like a week, just sort of going through pulling those weeds out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's frustrating, but it does look better once you do it.
Yeah, it's one of those things, right? You don't want to spray too much pesticide, but you just
No.
want it done quickly as well, right? Because the first time around, I think I spoke to Neil. He's like, oh, go to Bunnings and buy some those weed and feed granules. And he's like, oh, it really worked a treat for his one. So I went and bought 2 bags, chucked it all in my grass, did nothing. And I was like, mate,
You're meant to do it when your grass is long.
and he said just before it rains for that one. So it's meant to rain like within a couple
I've
of days.
been getting tips from Liv, Jono's wife.
Yeah.
Used to work in the garden section at Bunnings.
Yeah.
Because I used to do like dumb things. I'd buy weed and feed, mow my grass, and then put it
Oh,
on.
yeah,
and I'd
yeah.
do all this other stuff. But you tell me like exactly when to do it. I did that for the whole winter. But yeah, I think it's just persistence, man.
Yeah.
If you do that, you're not going to see the results overnight. But
It's just like this podcast, right? Just the persistent nature of it.
That's right.
People will like, subscribe, comment, and then they'll watch us on Park Cricket, on KO Sports. I'm liking that theme there. But yeah, no,
That's
it is
right.
it is consistency, right? I think like the watering, even watering at nighttime apparently, during winter is like a big no-no, right? Because apparently like it frosts, that water then cools and it like hurts the grass. They're like, you should water in the daytime. I was like, just you transitioning that time by 8 hours.
yeah.
Then they're like, oh, the heat can get to it and it's actually much better for the grass. If not, you end up with like a series of mold. And I was like, so I'm on all these like lawn chats now and I was like, wow, I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah. It's amazing you look at one Facebook post about a lawn and then all the lawn groups start pushing out to you.
Yeah.
I got I don't know if you guys saw my comment about the mulch on Neil's chat. So a couple of years ago, I got mulch and then Neil was helping me do my backyard, but I couldn't finish the mulch. So I had this pile of mulch sitting on my driveway for like 8 months. Towards the back end of the 8 months, Neil was like, look, I'll help you get rid of some mulch. I need to do some mulching in mine. So I'll come and take some. Little did he know that I've got 2 patches of front yard lawn. One patch is facing council land, and there's full of weeds and crap. So all those weeds have like come through and embedded themselves in this mulch. So Neil took some of that mulch. You can't see the weeds very clearly, but it's all like in there, right? All the seeds and stuff. Takes it and puts it on his property. And, sure as you know it, a couple of weeks later, all of this council weed is starting to grow and infiltrate all his lawn. And then I come to his house. I'm like, oh, I've got those weeds too. He's like, of course you have those weeds. It's from your mulch. So that's one of the reasons that's really, he's tried to turn his grass around. So apologies, Neil, for that.
Oh, wow. That's incredible. So
Yeah. But it's been good, lads. Merry Christmas again.
Merry Christmas.
Catch you guys in the new year. But before we go, Hubert, you said you want everyone to do something special.
Yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please like, and if you subscribe, and in the new year we'll have a lot more videos coming out. So be ready for it.
That's right. If you like and subscribe, you can be involved in Bad Santa next year.
There you go. That's very nice.
Let go.